The thing about this little piece up here is, of course, that's a piece you did to, in a sense, it links into the Heart Song of Wayland Smith,
yeah, that's right.
Which is, of course, in fact, quite a short lyric poem.
It is.
And it was that poem that I showed to David Fickling.
Oh, really?
Which prompted him to ask me to tell him the story of Wayland. So I told him the story of Wayland sort of verbatim, as I'm speaking to you now.
And he got all excited.
And he said, I'd love you to write that in your sort of narrative verse style.
Yeah.
So that led to me writing it.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Which in turn led to you being asked to illustrate the finished.
Well, I was very excited.
The finished item. So in a sense, it starts small.
That's good, isn't it?
With just a reunion of husband and wife in the sky.
I like that. Yeah.
And then we end up with this wonderful woodcut and vinyl work.
Yeah.
Some of it is vinyl, isn't it?
It's all vinyl, apart from, for example, the little one you were looking at first of all, that's a wood engraving.
That's a wood engraving, yes.
And I don't use woodcut very much because, of course, that's even broader than vinyl.
Right.
So for most books, I use vinyl and a bit of wood engraving.
But I think when you work on vinyl, you use woodcut tools. Is that
absolutely.
Yes.
Wood engraving tools.
Wood engraving. Sorry, you keep correcting me.
No, sorry. There's a common.
The term is engraving.
Yeah. And then it comes to. Oh, yeah, we're going to the next picture.
This is Needwood's Castle.
Yes, Needwood's Castle. Yes, it's
and it was your
cold and grisly place.
It was your idea to put it on a mound like that. Because
it was, yeah.
There's no reference in the text. So that's the illustrator.
Yes, no, it is really. And I'm saying about the line about the wind sort of howling round it.
Yeah.
So I thought it ought to be sort of elevated to allow the wind to have free reign.
I can imagine in modern readers' minds it might sort of associate with a sort of Tolkien-esque landscape.
Oh, it could do, possibly. I don't know, actually. Yes, it could do. And then, well, there's another little one of the Vale of Uffington.
Oh, yes.
And that lovely white horse, which is...
That's right.
It's Celtic, isn't it?
Yes, Celtic.
Yeah.
Some people say that the white horse of Uffington is actually a dragon.
Oh, do
rather
they?
than a horse. And if you look at the actual thing,
it's true. Yes,
it could be interpreted. It could dragon.
That's a good point.
But some say it's a horse.
That's interesting. And then, of course, these,
and that's there, of course, because there is a place near to the Uffington White Horse on the Ridgeway, which is known as Wayland Smithy, it's a long barrow too.
Yes. Have you been there?
I have. Elizabeth and I walked there.
I keep meaning to go there.
And I wrote a poem about that, which is about the legend that if you take a horse there at dusk and you leave some wine and a coin and you turn away, when you turn back your horse will be reshod.
Oh really? That's slightly different. What I heard was that you went there at the end of the day and you left your sixpence and your horse tethered and you came back in the morning to find your horse beautifully
that seems
shod.
more realistic. That seems more realistic in a way.
It hasn't got the magic.
It takes a while to.
Hasn't got the magic.
It hasn't got the magic. No.
And then this is wood engraving, and this is where I love doing this because
I thought it was.
I like doing that because I can get lots of detail and all that sort of thing into it, which you couldn't do. I couldn't do that on vinyl.
No,
because it would just sort of break down really.
So
but vinyl is jolly useful for the bigger pictures and so on. So that's what happens really,
and our first wood engravings of that sort historically. Extant in, say, museums would date from...
Well, the whole sort of granddaddy of them all is Thomas Buick, and he lived from about, 1770, 1775, 1780.
Yes, and I went to his house recently, near Newcastle.
That's right.
We visited the Buick.
Cherryburn.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know, again, I've never been there, I must get up there, because that's certainly a pilgrimage I should make before I sort of hang up my engraving tools. No, I want to go there. But, has it got anything in the cottage that is?
They've set up a I mean, the cottage was really his family home, but
Yes,
they
it
have
was,
actually set up a demonstration printing shop in what was the kitchen of the scullery, and they often have people there demonstrating how it works.
Yes, I must get up there and see it.
Yeah.
Because you know that most of Buick's clocks are still very much around. And I visited the library in Newcastle, and you open these Planches drawers, and what you see are like little bits of coal, and in fact these are Buick's blocks, because they've been printed on ink, you see that the whole thing is very black.
They sometimes make new prints from
Well, yes, Ian Bain is the great authority on it, and he has quite a few of Buick's blocks, and he does the most beautiful prints.